Gudakesha workshop, which led to the self-discovery of himself. Mani Master joined a T7 US Gudakesha batch and experienced the true meaning of happiness, joy, and peace. He experienced intense energies and bliss during the sessions. Mani Master is eager to share his wisdom and his story. Welcome to Aatma Deepo Bhava Season 4 Masters. Mani Master, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prakash Master, for your warm welcome. Today, it's my honor and privilege to be able to speak with you on this topic. And I am a learner myself. But before we start, let us all acknowledge our Grandmaster Prabodh Garu for sharing this wonderful wisdom and creating this awesome platform where we can learn, grow both spiritually, and the wisdom that we are gaining each day after this wonderful Brahma Muhurta meditation is worth its weight in gold. It is, you cannot get it anywhere else. I'm sure so many people talk about a lot of things, but they don't really have that real world experience. They don't experience things. They research a lot of places, and there is nothing wrong with that. But once you learn wisdom from people that have already experienced these things, who are also in the same journey as you, following the same master that you do, it will amplify your experiences. And most of their experiences, it almost feels like you are experiencing themselves. I observed this when I was doing my T7 Gudakesha last year. Like Bhanu Master said, I did a 41-day Gudakesha on my own without any guidance. I was just watching Grandmaster videos on YouTube, and I was following and trying to do everything on my own. It was wonderful, but the amount of energies that I felt when meditating on my own and meditating with a group of people with my Gudakesha batch, it was at least 2 to 3 times more than what I did on my own. Even when they share experiences, Sajjana Sangatya or Swadhyaya, every day I used to feel my energy go up if day after day, as opposed to when I do it on my own. There would be days on and this whole week I would be feeling my energy it's relatively good, but it nothing compared to meditating with a group of people. So I am grateful to be a part of Gudakesha, and I'm grateful for the chance today for speaking on the science of Sahasrara Chakra. Thank you, Masters. I'm sure most of you have already gone through the 6 chakras that our wonderful Gudakesha Masters have been speaking day after day. Let me start with my own experiences and my own definitions, because there is a lot of information out there. Like I said, you can, there are so many paths. If you look at Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, even to reach enlightenment, or from Mooladhara to Agna Chakra, there are 112 ways described by Shiva to Mahaparvati. There are so many ways. There may be, um, each one of the experiences is, every person experiences this differently. We all want to reach that top of mountain, and there are hundreds, if not thousands of paths leading up to that. So everyone's experience is different and everyone's interpretation of things is different. That's why it's really important to learn as much as you can from people who have experienced these things, and don't really compare, but you have to uh, it's it will be different for you from when we talk about these chakras today. I will share some of the experiences that I felt, or some of the experiences that the group that I'm meditating with felt, but your experiences may be completely different. So without further ado, let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. What is chakra? You have We have just gone through a wonderful and a blissful meditation session by Grandmaster Prabodh Garu, where he walked through meditating through these seven bodies. So you're you know that we are more than this physical body. For example, uh, there is astral body and causal body, and just as how we have this nervous system, these nerves in our physical body, our astral body, Sukshma Sharir, or causal body will have something called nadis. There are around 70 to 1,000 nadis in our body. And while we leave our physical body after this life, we will still carry that astral body, that causal body in our lives further. So this is really important naturally. Before we talk about chakras itself, remember my journey started in June 2022. Before that, I was someone who did not believe in any of this spiritual stuff. It's not like that I'm non-believer, atheist or something. I don't have this knowledge. I don't know that the benefits of meditation, that rishis, munis, or yogis, this tapas exists in this era. I thought it is something from the books. And if you have if you came to me just uh, a little about 1.5 years ago, if you have told me that there is cosmic energy, there is chakras, there is nadis, I would have laughed at you. That was me before coming into spirituality. So we have these 72,000 nadis in our uh, astral body or causal body. And these nadis are so small. If you take your one strand of hair and cut it into tiny, tiny pieces, or maybe compared to this, you might have seen the DNA strands in our blood, that tiny micro DNA strands. Maybe uh, the nadis would be that thin, that small, really, really small. And through nadis, there is the energy flow. The prana will flow through the nadis. And the places where these nadis overlap or join, we call them chakras. And there are a lot of tiny or small chakras all over the body. There are around 108 vital chakras in the body. Even though there are 108 vital chakras, only seven of them were major chakras. Because, and let me finish the chakras part, and we can then talk about of these seven chakras. We have already learned about six over the past few days. And this seventh chakra is really special because there is so little information available on this chakra. Instead of saying chakra, most people describe Sahasrara as a state, a sthiti, rather than a chakra. And we will learn that in further. part of the speech as to why. Now imagine we have 72,000 nadis all over the body, and the junctions where it overlaps are called chakras. And these six major chakras that you learn are inside the body, and these are the really big junctions or huge junctions. Think of them, these 108 vital chakras, as a small train junctions or something, where train wouldn't usually stop. It goes right past to another station. Maybe it sometimes, maybe a passenger train will stop, but these major ones are junctions where train will stop. This may be a funny example, but you get the idea. There are a lot of nadis overlapping, forming a junction is in these major parts. So why is this important? Why do you care about chakras? It has everything to do with your physical life and spiritual life as well, because the prana flows through these nadis. And whenever there are blocks in these nadis, and these blocks can happen for various of reasons. It can be past karma, because we are uh, taking these astral and causal bodies over and over again. And it can be during because of the negative thoughts, whatever the reason may be, or things that we do. All of these will block the nadis at certain points. And when the prana is not flowing freely through these nadis, that's when your health gets affected. As you have learned over these past few days, Mooladhara chakra will be closely related to survival. So if you have blocks in that chakra and it's not properly activated, you'll be struggling to meet basic needs. Or if it's Manipura related to power or money and financial situations, things like these things, eh, everything is, I wouldn't say spiritual, but it is related to chakras, whether it's a physical problem that you have or a financial, both in material life and spiritual life. Chakras and these nadis play a very important role. So out of these 72,000 nadis, 10 nadis are really important. Even if you go one level deeper, Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, these are the most important nadis. So if we control our, when I say control your prana, it definitely is possible through intense sadhana. If you look at some extreme examples, people with so much control over their prana, Ramana Maharshi, for example, he was sitting still even when rats are eating away his body. Or there are great sages where they were just walking around when someone cuts off their hand. How is this possible? It is, they have so much control on their prana. They are not physical anymore. They are in a different dimension. They control their energies, their prana, that way. And we have heard stories about people leaving their bodies through crown chakra and they don't have to take the life again. So as we learn more, we will talk about both my experiences and the significance of each chakra as well. So one of the reasons that we are told to keep our spine erect is for that nadis, um, the prana energy flow in the nadis, to maintain that throughout the day, because that will impact everything. Like I said, I have watched videos even before I started spirituality. Some of the videos would come up of Sadhguru, because he's the most one of the most people that appeals to someone who not entirely spiritual, but he also backs it up with science and explanation and stuff. So I used to watch his videos even before coming into spirituality, where he talks about if you keep your spine erect, it will um, cure many ailments in your body. So once I really came into spirituality, learned about nadis, um, that was the first time in Gudakesha I heard the term about Nadi Mandala Shuddhi. If you keep doing your sadhana every day, your Nadi Mandala will be purified and all the blocks will be gone. It's just a matter of time. And day after day, if you are a Gudakesha yourself, I'm sure you know, but those of you who aren't, I strongly suggest you try this in coming up to in next month. So it would be a wonderful experience. And to summarize, or before we go into today's topic, which is science of Sahasrara, let me quickly talk about for the next 5 minutes or so about each chakra and give you a quick explanation, because our wonderful Gudakesha masters have already did a great job of talking about each of these chakra in detail. I just want to give you a brief summary so you can see the difference between um, all of these chakras and Sahasrara or Sahasrara Sthiti. Let's start with Muladhara chakra. It is also known as a root chakra. It is located at the end of the spine, or the beginning of the spine. And the literal meaning of Muladhara is Mula means source and Adhara is support. And it is associated with the earth element. If, like I said, it is closely related to, it affects the survival. If your life energy is dominant in Muladhara, they'll be uh, concerned with survival needs such as food, shelter. This is also where the dormant Kundalini energy resides in the form of a coiled snake. I'm sure Gudakesha masters or masters such as yourself are, your energies are much higher. But for those who are coming in just now or only started like a week ago or really recently, maybe some of the people's energies are in this state. So next major chakra is Swadhisthana chakra, or sacral chakra in English. It is located on top of the genital organ. The meaning of Swadhisthana chakra is well established, and it is represented by water element. And it will affect, just as Muladhara is affecting survival, it is Swadhisthana will affect pleasure, sexuality, longevity, and others. The third major chakra is Manipuraka, or solar plexus chakra. It is located just below the navel area. This is also where we are connected to our mothers. We receive nourishment when we are inside the womb. It is also represented by fire element, and it strongly affects power, hunger, nourishment, money, and financial uh, standing, etc., in physical life. The fourth chakra is called Anahata chakra, or a heart chakra. It is located just below the ribcage junction, and the meaning of Anahata in Sanskrit is unstruck sound. And it is represented by air element or wind element. It deals with kindness, love, compassion. The fifth chakra is Vishuddhi, which literally means purified. And it also known as the throat chakra, which is located at the pit of the throat. And it is represented by the element Akash or space. So it deals with speech and communication. And we have the sixth chakra, which is Agna chakra. It is located in the junction of the eyebrows, also known as third eye chakra. The literal meaning of Agnya in Sanskrit is command, and it deals with sight and perception. So it's said that if you fully activated this Agna chakra, your third eye will be open, and you will be able to look beyond physical, beyond the dualities of life, all of that. And it's truly amazing. I did not experience this myself, but I know people that have had their third eye open. I mean, Grandmaster Garu Prabodh Garu has a wonderful story where his master asked him to hug the tree for 6 hours or something. And the day that he finally got his third eye open, we have those inspiring stories, but things that even our uh, primary leaders or golden leaders being able to, um, or even some of the participants that attended Gudakesha with me, when they share how and when their third eye being open and the experiences that they went through, it's truly amazing to learn. And for me, when I started my sadhana back in June 2022, I I was during my first meditation session, my guru asked me, we went through a small ritual where it was around 5 minutes or so. After that, he asked me, he told me that we were in a group, and he mentioned that your Brahmarandra is now open, and you can feel that by uh, hovering your hand over this part of the top part of your head. I did not, I was hesitant. Like I said, it's my first day, so I don't really know whether uh, uh, I did not fully, I was really impressed by the program. That's why I signed up and started doing it. But on the first day, I did not expect this. But when I actually moved my hand, I felt that magnetic pull or the energy flowing through. There is a distinct sensation that I could feel in the middle of my palm. And that day, I decided, okay, I have to do this. I have to finish what I started. And each day after, from day 6, I've been feeling a lot of energy coming in. Uh, I don't even have to do this. I just need to simply close my eyes, and few minutes in, I would feel energy coming in through my Brahmarandra, and a distinct sensation as if someone is massaging my top part of the head. And these sensations started to happen even when I was not meditating. I would go about doing things in my day, and whenever I sit still, I start to feel energy coming in through the body. Whenever I sit still, I don't have to uh, really meditate. And I later learned that it happens due to the fact that we are this physical body, we have all these years we have just been taking energy through food or through sleep, through our navel area, uh, but never really through the Brahmarandra. But once you start your spiritual sadhana, once you're doing it more and more, you will be feeling those energies. And that was a really great experience. And when I started out in June 2023, I used to start meditating 20 to 30 minutes a day. And after 2 weeks, I started meditating 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the night. And 20 or 21 days. So 3 weeks after that, I started meditating 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the night. And that time only went up. And in August 2022, I decided to start Gudakesha. And that's when I started meditating through the whole night on my own. So I used to do what my guru taught me, and through the whole night I would uh, do what grandmaster had taught me. I used to start with what my guru taught. It would take around 30 to 40 minutes, and then for the rest of the night I used to follow Prabodh Guru. And then my energy started to amplify. My sadhana, where one of the processes that I would do is Bhuta Shuddhi and chakra meditation. When I was doing Bhuta Shuddhi, when I was cleansing my, where you have to go through chakra after chakra, cleansing your earth element in the body, cleansing your water, fire, step by step. I used to, first time in my life, I started feeling the sensation of chakras. The first time I felt, the first chakra that I ever felt was Swadhisthana chakra, this huge, cool, water-like sensation, chakra moving a little bit. Later, I find out it's not really chakra moving, but petals opening up. And it was a wonderful experience, Masters. I, if you experienced it yourself, that's great. If not, I strongly recommend that you do your sadhana, and it happens naturally. Just follow uh, what Grandmaster is teaching you. I am 100% sure that each one of us will experience these for ourselves. And that was the first chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, that I first felt. And after that, I definitely felt all of them opening up slightly whenever I meditate, the sensation of them moving, vibrating, whenever, even though it's not 100%, it is still there. I can feel that. And I can confidently say that chakras are real. Before that, it was all the knowledge that the great masters have given us. That is something from books. Once I experienced it myself, I can say these things with confidence, because now it is not coming from books, it's my own experience. I was in my guru's presence earlier this year. I am not, um, I am planning to meet Grandmaster Prabodh Guru in this coming October. But the guru I was talking about is someone else who I have been following from June 2022. When I was in his presence, we did something called Surya Kundalini Kriya. And when I was doing that, first, I have always had problems with my heart chakra. I know one of the values that I live by is love, kindness, compassion, and I have never really felt my heart chakra till that point. I always treat people with kindness, love, compassion, And not being able to feel my Anahata chakra is something that I have always felt bad about. I wouldn't say felt bad, because once I came to Gudakesha, I became uh, very aware of the words that I use, the Vak Shuddhi, or the when I talk about this topic, especially feeling disappointment, it is I am a completely different person now. And I give 100% credit to that Gudakesha, because when I was doing the program, I was also working on a project for close to 1 year, and we and it was a huge failure, and I did not feel bad one bit. I was happy even the project failed. Even we spent 1 year on the project, I was happy. It is a funny thing to say, but when you have that awareness, when you have your energies, when you are learning from a grandmaster like Prabodh Garu, everything is possible. And going back to my story, the day when my I felt my Anahata chakra open, it is, I cannot put that in words. It literally felt like a lotus was blooming in my heart. That was, people describe love or compassion and butterflies in their stomach, so many feelings. They may be real, but this feeling of the petals opening up or a lotus blooming in my heart is compared to nothing else. There was intense bliss and peace that I felt during these experiences. And one other time that I felt that is the first time that I felt that is during a diamond formula meditation. It was during my Gudakesha, um, when I was doing it in my with my group. One night we were doing that diamond formula meditation. I could feel every cell in my body vibrating, and there was a distinct sensation of energy flowing through my spine from Mooladhara to, I wouldn't say Agna. I don't think I was there yet, but that night it was one of the intense energy and bliss that I felt. And just as Grandmaster Prabodh, if you know his story, he experienced that Brahmananda state, that bliss state, and he wanted to get that again and again. In the same way, I haven't felt Brahmananda yet, but that intense energy of every cell vibrating in the body is, uh, it was like a drug for me. I really wanted to get it again and again. And I did experience that few other times. Now, I don't really focus on that. It happens naturally sometimes, but it is a feeling that everyone has to experience themselves in their own version. Like I said, I may not be articulating it very well. I may have experienced completely different. You will learn for it yourselves. Please do continue your sadhana. I cannot recommend this enough. And even these diamond formula meditation, golden formula meditation, these are available on YouTube. You can, after this, you can go and check it out. Or after this 21-day meditation, this Brahma Muhurta meditation, if you were to do meditation on your own during the day or when you're starting out, you can definitely try that. And finally, for the topic today, Sahasrara Chakra, it is located on top of the head. And the literal meaning in Sanskrit is 1,000 petaled lotus. And yogis who are in deep states of samadhi have energies in this chakra. Most people do not agree calling this Sahasrara or crown chakra. It is a sthiti. The difference between a sthiti and a chakra is, for instance, it's not in the human body, it's on top of the head. So there is a clear distinction. We are not really talking about the intersection or junction of nadis anymore. It is a state. Let me give you an example. Most of us know the 8 limbs of yoga in Patanjali Yoga Sutras. That would be yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So the first 7, yama, niyama, all of this, it takes our effort. We have to do things that are in our control. But if we look at samadhi, it is something that happens naturally. In Telugu, we call it sahajanga jag. So it happens naturally, just as if you look at a seed that we plant in a soil, you cannot really affect that seed. All you can do is you can pick the right soil, you can nurture it, you can add water, uh, give it ample sunlight. That's all that you could do. And when the conditions are right, it will turn into a plant and you will see sprouts. It happens naturally if you have the right conditions. So if you think about Sahasrara Chakra as well, you are not really focusing the energy, or there is definitely a color involved. All of these chakras, there is chakra meditations for each, bija mantra for each, lam, vam, yam. And if you look at our spectrum, our color spectrum, the rainbow, everyone is familiar with Vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue. If we turn our chakras upside down, Vibgyor violet is associated with our crown chakra or Sahasrara chakra, and in the same way, indigo blue will be Agnya, Vishuddhi. So as you, all of these chakras are represented with color, a sound, a bija mantra, and a deity. Shiva is a deity is associated with each of these chakras. But now the Sahasrara chakra is said to be activated only when you have all other chakras activated. Think of this as a building of 7 floors. The 7th floor will only light up if you light up all the other 6. Only then you would be able to go through that 7. And there are a lot of examples or lot of analogies, comparisons that great masters, even our grandmaster, has spoke about. I was listening to, when I started to research this topic, I have not, there are moments that I felt glimpses of activations or feelings that I felt in my Sahasrara chakra, but it's not constant. I wouldn't say I am someone who activate. I I strongly feel my energies are at Vishuddhi now, and it has helped me with my confidence, my speaking ability, and my presenting ability a lot from compared to before I came into spirituality and started my sadhana. I have still yet to, this is my belief anyway, I have still yet to activate my Agna chakra and then Sahasrara. And I'm really focusing on teaching, because what I've learned from masters is up to Vishuddhi, you can focus on sadhana and it will take you there. But Agnya and Sahasrara and beyond, you need to focus on teaching, that service, uh, teaching masters around you who are interested in um, doing this. And then Sahasrara, where we really become Buddha. When I was researching about chakras, what to speak about, now Pradeep Master mentioned Punarapi Mana. The reason we call them circles or chakras is we are stuck, people are stuck in these chakras. We heard Punarapi Mananam, sorry, Punarapi Maranam Puranapi Jananam. So you die and you take life. So it is a circle. And think of it as we go through that uh, cycle, we our soul has to start from Sishyatma, Bhalatma, uh, Praudatma, Vruddhatma. I The reason that I'm not going into detail is I am not really uh, familiar with the analogy. So as our soul ages, we spend time in these chakras, really take time to master it. Let's say someone is doing their sadhana every day for a certain period of time, and they have their energies up till Anahata chakra. And they had to, for any reason, this physical body has an expiry date. So they had to leave this earth plane. And when they come back, they start from Anahatana. So in the same way, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Jananam, we are stuck in these circles. And Sahasrara Sthiti or Sahasrara Chakra, once you reach that, there is no coming back. It is where we reach a Janma Rahitya Sthiti. You don't have to take life. You can. That's what I've learned in my research. If you want to take a life and come to the earth plane, you can, but you don't have to. It is not a must. You are not in that circle anymore. You conquered that circle. So that's why it's not a chakra, it's a sthiti. And this is only one analogy or comparison. If we talk about Kundalini, the root chakra is where our dormant Kundalini is resided, where in a coil, in the form of coiled serpent. And and also one more analogy would be our root chakra is connected to Mother Earth. So if we talk about Kundalini, our Sahasrara would be Shiva, and the Kundalini is Shakti. And when Shiva and Shakti meets, that's when you're connected to this um, supreme consciousness. Your Jivatma is being merged with Paramatma, and that is the goal for every um, spiritual practitioner, every master that is attending this meeting today, or that is the ultimate goal for most people that start this journey. Some of them may know, some of them may not, but this is where we are going from what I have learned. So I want you to really understand that the seventh chakra is really special. We are not talking about energy junctions anymore. It is the divine itself. It is the supreme consciousness. It is the realization. We talked about how prana or the energy flows through the body, right? And if you think about these other six chakras, they act as maybe a storehouses that store and distributes energy all over the body. But Sahasrara Sthiti or Sahasrara Chakra is the source of this divine energy itself. We are, think of it as a generator for these other storage houses. My analogy may be wrong, but this is how I visualize you. Uh, we talked about deep states of samadhi. You can get answers to any questions that you might have. Remember, if you recall this conversation itself, I am really stressing about the parts where this is my experience, this is my research. If you look at it, I have this uncertainty to my words. The reason is now I am operating on my research. I haven't really experienced it myself, but once I connect to that Sahasrara state, everything that would come out is backed by uh, this. I'm struggling to find words, but we will have access to this divine uh, consciousness. Anni samadhanalu dorke sthiti, samadhi sthiti. We have this saying where you will get any answer to, you can get answer to any question that you have in samadhi state. And that state is closely related to this sahasrara sthiti as well. So there are, and in this divine state, like I said, you will be connected to that supreme consciousness where you know everything, and there will be no punarapi manana, punarapi jananam, punarapi mananam. You'll be in that bliss state and janma rahitya sthiti, and where you'd be able to decide whether you should take a life or not. And all of these, I wish you that you would be able to experience these yourself, masters. I am not there yet, but if I diligently practice Grandmaster Prabodh Garu's teachings and associate with them, meeting these great masters, or associating with masters like yourself, and sharing what knowledge and wisdom that I learn along the way, I think it will greatly help my progress. I have been speaking a lot about vegetarianism recently. Even with my friends, I've prepared some stories that I should start talking to kids as well. And that's what my plan moving forward. Once I start contributing, once I start teaching, I can raise my energies in conjunction with my sadhana. And I wish you all the best. And I would love to answer any questions that you might have about my talk today. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mani. That was a wonderful session. And this was like mostly I thought it is theoretical, but the way you conveyed it was very much practical, and I could connect to it very well, because I always avoid this subject till now, because I didn't want to get any theoretical knowledge about it, but you have given me some level of understanding. I'm thankful to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bharti Master. I want you to tell you I learned a great deal from Bharti ma'am, and she was my primary leader when I was doing my T7 Gudakesha. I had this belief that I was not progressing. I used to record my time that I was with awareness and without awareness. I was so focused on being right. I am not a perfectionist, but ever since I came into spirituality, I was so calculated. Okay, I have um, I have meditated this many hours. I used to take pride in that. And when I was talking to Bharati Master, I was uh, telling her that I was only able to be with awareness for 3 hours in the 7 hours of meditation. How can I improve it? I was looking at it all wrong, and it is greatly hindering the my progress. And when the advice that she gave me completely changed the way I look at things. And I talk about this. Um, gave this advice to so many other people as well, Master. She mentioned, instead of focusing on things that you're doing, focus on where you are and where you are now. How is your energies feeling, and how are you, how is your internal state? How peaceful are you? How happy are you? And I was happy, I was peaceful. And that focus, a small perspective shift, greatly helped me change the way I look at things. And it has helped me significantly in my spiritual journey. I cannot thank you enough, Bharati ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's good that you could practice it. Always like I always use this statement like I was a king yesterday, but what am I now today? Am I a king yet? Am I king even now, or am I a beggar? So that present moment is I feel it's the measure of state of enlightenment. And I feel till we experience that whatever sahasrar or that kind of experience, we need to make a choice in the present moment, what's happening within me. So I keep testing myself every moment. What am I now? What am I now? Yeah, it helps a lot, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mani sir. This is Abhishek.
Good morning.
Good
morning, Master.
So I wanted to ask, people talk about Bindu as well, right? There's a between Agya and Sahasra. People talk about another small chakra called Bindu at the place where usually they wear the tuft. Uh, do you have any experience since you were talking about experiences at the chakras as well? Do you have any experience at the Bindu chakra and how it might be?
There is once we I am not really, I haven't experienced it myself, and I might have, because the reason I say that is, from the day that I started feeling the energy coming through my Brahmarantra, I always feel sensations in the Agna part and the top part of the head. Uh, and it will be really intense whenever I visit a high energy place. Like, for example, when I was in Shirdi, uh, ever since I set foot in one of the temples, my that energy that I take in went up 2 to 3x, where the same way where I felt when I was meditating, I was feeling that when I entered that temple, when I entered those spaces. So I might have, but if you look at Gudakesha experiences, they talk about the Bindu, where uh, there was one master. I was watching a video just 2 weeks ago. She was, during the 11 days of meditation session, she was only taking some water and a watermelon juice during the meditation practice. And in the middle of the Gudakesha program itself, she started feeling that her bindu is activated, and we also call this Kechari Mudra, where they were said to be droplets of sweet um, amrit or elixir drops. Are you talking about that, Bindu?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there are definitely people that have experienced it in Gudakesha. So if you watch recent video experiences, uh, you can find it. But me personally, I haven't experienced it yet.
No,
Hope
I
that
was
answers
asking
your
because
question.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I was asking because they say it also heals. Concentration on that chakra heals the body. That's why I was asking, because actually the thing is, I feel like you were saying, at the forehead in the Sahasrar area, I feel a strong headache as well sometimes when the energy is very strong. So I thought, dealing with that generally, if I can concentrate, if I try and concentrate on the Bindu, it sort of eases the pain. That is why I was asking you.
That's wonderful, Master, that you get to heal, but I don't really, I haven't really made much research in that area, but everyone's experience is different. But if you talk to your primary leader, or if you are in Gudakesha,
I
you
am.
can, if you can talk to your primary leaders or even golden or platinum leaders, I'm sure they're much knowledgeable than me in this area and will help you tremendously.
Yes.
All the best, Master.
Thank you. Thank you.
Does anyone else has any questions or feedback, Masters?
Yeah. Coming back to Abhishek's question of feeling pain when he was doing meditation, feeling intense energies and pain at the Agnya Chakra. So what we can do is we can keep an intention. We can tell to energy that please flow smoothly, so that I don't experience it. And energy listens, and the flow of energies will be in a pattern where it will be smooth and not painful. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Suman sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sir.
Master, a very small question. Um, um, can you suggest something for food? That means, I mean, you only have to have once the cooked food. Do you agree to that, or can you just share something? Yeah.
I used to, I turned to vegetarian in June 2022, Master, when I came into spirituality. But I only started eating vegan only recently. In previous Gudakesha, Master suggested that people that have already done 2 to 3 rounds of Gudakesha should try to adopt raw vegan diet. I'm not sure how experienced are you in how far along are you in the journey, but Master suggested something called a raw. We should always talk to some kind of nutritionist or a naturopathy if you are doing it professionally. So he suggested something called 80-20 diet, where 80% of the time you eat raw vegan foods, and 20% of time you can have other kinds of food, whether it's cooked food or some kind of junk food if you crave it. But eventually the goal is to change it to 90-10 or completely transition into raw vegan. I started to do it, but right now I'm at 70-30. At least 70% of the time I eat raw vegan. The rest of the time, 30% or so, I am eating cooked food. I hope that answered your question, Master.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Regarding food, means whatever it is, like we should also try to focus on our body needs and the mind needs also. We should take care that suppression doesn't happen, because we tend to like forceful fasting. Sometimes in dreams, food starts appearing. So we should note that those kind of things also, and we should that self-love and self-appreciation, using those factors we should train ourselves towards the means proper foods, the nutrition things. We should train ourselves the right knowledge of the nutrition, so that our body will transform. Rather than using the revolutionary method, we should use the evolutionary method in transitioning. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well said, Master. And I always, one method that really helped me in changing my diet is whenever I want to adopt something, whether it's fasting or 90-10 raw vegan diet that Master suggested, I always purchase a book or watch videos religiously for at least 3 to 5 hours continuously. And once I see the benefits, or once I uh, look at how it would help my physical journey and spiritual journey, uh, it makes things a lot easier. Again, it goes back to what Bharati ma'am suggested. I am not forcing myself. Force is not needed. This is one of the strategies or tactics that help me. If I learn a lot about certain topic, I see the benefits and I am naturally motivated to do that. Um, thank you, Masters.
Beautiful, Mani sir. One thing I want to add regarding the food diet is recently we have been recording people's deep sleep percentages, and yeah, we have been asking them to show uh, display from long time. And recently, one thing we have observed is one master when she went through healing, she was fasting, and after that fasting. Um, when she recorded these sleep percentages, it was almost about 40%. 40% deep sleep is not normal, especially when you are relaxing for about 7 hours. 40 to 43. In general, 20% deep sleep is also very good, but she was recording 40% deep sleep. So the thing is, especially in the night time, you should have light food. So that helps. That really helps. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Smart Master.
Masters, anybody having any questions? Thank you so much, Mani sir, for your wonderful wisdom sharing. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Once again.